I'm just gonna put it out there that I completely understand your desire to build a social media audience that cares about you, your passions, your hobbies, because that is exactly what I wanted, a community of people who actually knew and liked me, not just the subject I was talking about. But something I was also terribly interested in is making money from social media. So all of that combined with the biggest misconception I hear from new clients or followers or people in my membership is that all they want is followers. They want followers and they want views. And then they ask me, when am I gonna make my first $10, $100, $1,000 from social media, from this audience that I'm trying to leverage? And I'm like, whoa, baby, you're asking a lot of questions, and let's just get a couple things clear. So let's wrap it up and cover it all in one video, shall we? In roughly 7 minutes. In this video, I'm gonna talk about how I went from literally 0 followers on TikTok to making my first $1,000 on the platform. And spoiler alert, it can happen a lot fucking faster than you think. People want to sell you on the idea that you need a ton of followers to make money because then they can sell you whatever the fuck product that they're selling you. I'm telling you, you don't need a major audience. You just need an audience that finds you to be major. Which, spoiler alert, doesn't take long if you follow the 3 steps that I'm going to outline in this video. In fact, I'm going to be brazen and guarantee you that by the end of this video, you will have the clarity necessary at least to begin this journey toward taking your personal story, the things inside of your heart and your brain, and laying the foundation for a truly thriving online business just by leveraging an audience that likes you, connects with you, and trusts you. My name is Justin Schumann, and human is literally inside of my last name, and that's what I'm here to help you do better. Be yourself more in your life and online, such that you believe you deserve to take up so much fucking space that through the process of sharing yourself, the byproduct is not just the connection and adoration of the people who follow you, but money. Because money, just like trust, is a type of energy. So we can't, nor do I want us to focus just on the money. Let's focus on the journey, because I promise you the money will show up so much faster that way. So like I said earlier, you do not need a huge social media following to make money. Because really think about what making money on social media is. It is somebody seeing your content and saying, wow, that person seems educated. They seem like the expert, the authority in this space. This space happening to be a space in which I find myself facing problems. I'm going to go out of my way to say right now, I am not a big believer in niching down, i.e. being a person who says you have one solution to one problem and talking solely about that. So you're talking to like Patty Sue from down the street in Idaho, but like not me, like I can't find anything for me in this content. And I ultimately want to help you build a presence on social media that while we're not focusing on building 1 million followers in 2 weeks, a social media account that could support 1 million followers eventually, because so many people can see themselves inside of you and your story. But we will get to that. So you don't need a ton of followers to make a ton of money, because all you really need are people who are so committed to you, your journey, the transformation you've experienced yourself, that they want it for themselves. So much so that they start DMing you, how can I give you my money? How can I start to work with you? And frankly, that can happen with just 5, 10, 20 followers. Now that's really, really small. Let's get you to 100, 300, 500. But because the larger the number, the more chance you have those people inside of your audience. However, the most important kernel of step 1 is that you identify who in your life you needed 5 or 7 years ago, who could have helped catalyze and catapult your journey forward. Yes, to where you are now, because ultimately, spoiler alert, you were that person for yourself since that person didn't exist. But because you did it for yourself, you can do it for others. You're like the fairy godmother to the people who are just earlier on the same timeline that you were. So ask yourself right now, who did I need 5, 7 years ago? I'll use myself as a case study. I could have used somebody in my life who would have said, shut the fuck up, stop apologizing for who you are. The very things that you think make you so different from other people, in fact, do, but those are not weaknesses, those are not shortcomings, those are your strengths. Those are your superpowers. Lean in now. Don't wait until you get to 30 to realize that you have something really special to offer. So, shocking to no one, what do I do on social media now? What am I doing in this video right now? I am telling you that you are enough. You are worthy. You deserve to fucking take up space and share your story and allow it to be heard by the people who need to hear it. I'm doing exactly what I said I needed 5 or 7 years ago. So step 1, identify who the fuck you needed and realize you are them now because you've made the transformation for your goddamn self. Step 2, after you identify who the fuck you are because you needed yourself, you have some sort of extraordinary gift. You do. I know this about you. This is something I talk about in my membership all the time. I teach people how to identify that gift, that magic, that one extraordinary thing that they are here to serve the world with in a way that no one else possibly could, because that one extraordinary thing is something they can do that no one else can do. And if right now you're like, what the fuck, there's like billions of people in the world, what do you mean I can do something that literally no one else can? I'm just telling you, you can. I've seen it time after time after time with my individual clients, with folks in my membership. Once we figure out how to specify and clarify what your extraordinary thing is, you will realize very quickly who you are here to help. Now, how can you actually identify that without having a one-on-one conversation with me? Well, I guess one, you could join the membership because there's tons of education in there and it walks you through how to discover that for yourself. Or two, if you're not ready for that, start making content. Start telling stories. Content creation is this beautiful form of storytelling that actually allows you to understand yourself more. It helps you unfold. It increases your self-awareness. It increases your self-trust. It actually is like the shovel to digging deeper into your clarity of yourself. And you will realize, wait a second, I know what I have to offer. I know what my extraordinary thing is. And once you're able to articulate that with a bit more specificity and authenticity, i.e. just showing up in your content, honest, revealed, vulnerable, willing to share the good parts about you, the bad parts about you, your sparkles and your tarnish, because frankly, I want all of it. I can't see myself in somebody that purports themselves to be perfect. I can see myself in somebody who admits that they are imperfect because I know I am. By telling stories where you come across as imperfect, you actually act as a mirror for me where I can see myself more clearly. So in step 2, once you start creating content that reflects your audience back at them and they realize how much they can learn about themselves just by being inside of your world, you are fucking golden. This is the magic of building an authentic personal brand that also intersects with profitability on social media. Because look, going viral, it's fun. It's like an instant dopamine release. However, you'll realize that virality does not always come with conversions, and frankly, sometimes it's the lower performing videos that find exactly who is supposed to see those that result in 14 one-on-one sessions being sold by a 1.5-minute video. And I say that with such matter-of-factness because that's something that happened to me. With one TikTok I made that took less than 5 minutes to film, edit, and post, 14 one-on-ones. That was nearly $4,000 with one video. Okay? And it did not go viral. Okay? So this doesn't all have to take a lot of time if you commit yourself to actually making content that pushes you outside of your comfort zone. So then number 3, you have to identify how to package up this extraordinary thing that you do so that it can solve the problem your people are experiencing, i.e. what you experienced yourself 5 to 7 years ago on your timeline, as efficiently as possible. And something I almost always suggest is start with some private one-on-ones. It is so easy to say, well, for 45 minutes of my time, I charge $100. So wait, let's play that game for a second. You're gonna charge $100 for 45 minutes of your time. You start making pieces. People start asking, you start making content, whether on Instagram or TikTok. Doesn't have to be video content, it can also be written content. And all of a sudden, people are in your comments asking you questions, wondering how they can achieve this transformation for themselves. And suddenly you get yourself a stand store, which if you want to try it out, there's a link below in the description to a free 2-week trial. You put a 45-minute session on the calendar. It costs $100. And in 2 to 4 weeks, depending on how consistent you are with your content creation, all you need is 10 people, just 10 people to spend $100 on a 45-minute session. That is not difficult. And then congratulations, you just made your first $1,000 online. It's not hard. People overcomplicate this. People are also going like, let's get you to your first $10,000 month. And you know what? That's fucking great. I would love for you to make $10,000 a month. How about we make like $100? How about we make $1,000 first? Because I will tell you that shit can feel just as good as $10,000, especially when you're just beginning this journey. And especially when you need the money now. We don't need to be focusing on $10,000, 10,000 followers. We need to be focusing on $100, 100 followers, $1,000, 1,000 followers. Let's get you there. I make this point to my people in my membership. The membership is called The Human Approach because it's all about investing in yourself, authenticity, honesty, vulnerability, and fucking closing your ears off to the bullshit that you have to agitate the shit out of the pain points of your ideal clients. No, this is about figuring out who you are and being willing to share your story as you figure it out, being okay with standing center stage in a spotlight, willing to open your mouth before you're even sure what's going to come out. That is the human approach to building a business that you fucking fall in love with and you never grow tired of and you never resent. So really, we're not just talking about content. We're talking about psychology. We're talking about human behavior. We're talking about your story. We're talking about your heart. We're talking about your willingness to be seen and be perceived by possibly millions of people, because that's the courage it takes to make money online. It is not easy. And honestly, it's not for everybody. You have to be willing to do the fucking hard work. But that's why I'm here, to hold your hand and walk you through this, because You need someone who's not gonna bullshit you, who also wants this for you just as badly as you do. Say it with me, you do not need a huge audience to make money online. There is so much power in your story. There is power in showing up and purposefully deciding who you are being in your content on camera when you share yourself. And the sooner you can get over yourself and start sharing, the sooner the people who've needed you so badly can start to see you, because you've stopped hiding and allowed them to find you. And if you're like, fuck yes, I want this, okay, well then let's speed up the process and figure out a way that you can actually get to talk to me every single week, which is an aspect of the membership. I have office hours every single week in the Human Approach, where you can actually ask me your burning questions that pertain to your personal journey every single week. This community is freshly opened, and our numbers are on the beautifully small side right now. And what I love about that is that it means you still get an intimate experience with me. So honestly, now is the best time to join. I'm going to be fully transparent to tell you the price will absolutely go up, because the value is frankly ridiculous, but it was a smart business decision. So I'm not an idiot, but I want you to take advantage of it while you can. Lock in this fucking price and just see what it's about. And if that's not for you right now, or you're like, fuck this guy, I'm not buying from him, that's totally fine. I'm giving away tons of shit for free here on YouTube, over on Instagram, over on TikTok. I'm on LinkedIn even. The bitch is everywhere and committed to being so, and probably should be committed for being so committed, but that's another story for me, my therapist. But while you're here, what is absolutely free, you can like, you can subscribe, you can leave a comment about something you learned, a light bulb that went off for you while you were watching this. And if you drop something below, I will personally reply, because I am all about being in conversation with my people. I am so glad you're here. I want you to get out there and fucking start telling your story, and I'll see you next time.